lurking. No worries, man. Send out a blast. Here we go. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday to everybody. We know how Mondays are for everybody, for sure. Jen, what's up? Guys, it is pouring rain here, by the way. Miss, what's up? Jen, what's up? Sorry, guys, we're going to start in just a couple more minutes. It has been an ugly day here. Pouring rain, everything. I'm excited for tonight's show. Charisma's here, waiting on Hoops to get here. Super, super excited. Lost power earlier. It rained. Hoops, what's up? Guys, again, thank you so much for being here. Trent, what's up? I'm going to wait for a couple more people to come up in here. We'll get started. Hey. So excited about tonight's show. Cannot wait. Thank you, man. Trying to get everything up. Melly, happy what's up? Sorry, guys, I'm still trying to get set up here. We'll start here in just a minute. Sonia, happy Monday, guys. Just trying to get everything set up here. Emoji's here. Charisma's here. I think 2 more minutes. We'll get started. Okay, happy Monday. Melly's here. Yes, yes. All right, Charisma's here. Whiskey, what's up? Melly's here. Guys, you hear that rain? This is crazy. Pouring rain. My goodness, it's pouring. Make sure I got my gifts off. All right, guys. All right, guys, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Let's go. Emojis in the box. Brother, you ready? Here we go, man.
Thank you, India. Thank you, Terror. Thank you, Disillusionment. Thank you, Frailty. Thank you, Consequence. Thank you, silence. How about me not blaming you for everything? How about me enjoying the moment for once? How about how good it feels to finally...
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Intro, Emoji J. Guys, please check him out. He's got a YouTube channel. He posts all his shows. He records everything of all the shows, all the great content on the app. He does an amazing job, absolutely. So he'll be sure to type. There we go, right there. There's his YouTube channel right there. So please be sure to hit him up when you get an opportunity. So, guys, just to let you know, welcome. This is a show that we do every single Monday night. It's called Gratitude. The show is about finding people who wish to show more thanks during their life. Each week's guests recall circumstances, people, and memories that have humbled them to help them reflect and grow through that gratitude. So, guys, there's a lot of amazing shows, a lot of amazing content on the app. There's my show. There's Hoops' show. There's dating shows. There's Aaron's show. There's cooking shows. There's relationship advice shows. So, guys, if you ever get an opportunity, please support all the people that put in the wonderful time and energy and effort into their show every single week. If you go to the live button and look at the top, you'll see all the banners every single day, Monday through Thursday. Like I said, there's a lot of people that put in a lot of time and energy and effort into what they're doing. And the amazing thing about tonight, especially, this is the first time where I've actually had 2 guests on my show that are fellow content creators, also as well as amazing people. So just wanted to, we'll get into that later, but just to start off the show with the quote. This is what we're going with tonight, guys. The person who has a sense of humor is not just more relaxed in the face of a potentially stressful situation, but is more flexible in his approach. The person who has a sense of humor is not just more relaxed in the face of potentially stressful situation, but is more flexible in his approach. Guys, that's really awesome, and we're going to get into that topic later. And at this time, last week's topic was self-worth and self-love. And, as we kind of come off, Valentine's Day, I'm sure people have different opinions about that. But, as we're going through, what we're going through right now, it's certainly important to have a lot of self-love and self-worth for yourself. So, at this time, I want to have Charisma, our first guest, to request that box. And we're going to really get into that topic and really reflect with her and talk about certainly, what that means to her and her life. And I can't wait to have her on. Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Jamison. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I hope you had an amazing weekend. I know Valentine's Day is obviously a little different for people in relationships. People aren't in relationships, but aside from that, I think it's certainly important to talk about self-love and self-worth. And for anybody new here, please introduce yourself. Please, let everybody know about you, your show. Just the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. I am Charisma, and I'm a 22-year-old from Florida, just an average person like you. But I don't keep things basic around here. I'm a mindset and success coach, and I'm working each day to empower people just like you to overcome your limiting beliefs and take action towards living your dream life. So I'm all in for going after your dreams and doing what you want, not letting other people stop you or hold you back, and working each day, becoming the best people we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, in case, like we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of people that certainly put in a lot of time and energy and effort into verified shows. And Charisma has an amazing show. It's called One Day at a Time with Charisma Davis. It's every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So please hit her with that favorite. Please try to check her out tomorrow night and certainly see what she brings to the table, because she has an amazing show. And, again, thank you so much for being here. And I'm excited to really talk about this topic with you. When you think about self-love and you think about self-worth, what does that really mean to you? How does that really hit different with you as far as when you hear that saying, or what that really is something that you try to apply to your own life?
Definitely think that self-love is a great way to allow yourself the time to prioritize you. A lot of us are on the go each day, getting what we can done for our people, our families, our sisters, brothers, friends, teachers, whatever we can to get our work in, and we put ourselves to the side and we don't make ourselves a priority. So I think self-love and self-care is a great example of allowing yourself to give yourself that time and to say no if you need to other people and not feel bad about it. Yeah.
I think a lot of times, like you said, we kind of get caught up a little bit in trying to be so many different things for so many different people. When, in that process, we kind of lose focus on ourselves, maybe sometimes trying to put ourselves as a priority. And I think sometimes that when we do that, we can kind of get really lost in the translation, and we can kind of struggle sometimes or have a rough day when, what we really have to sometimes do is sort of just look in the mirror and really, be appreciative for what we have, because so many people, don't have that. Some people kind of struggle with things, from a mental health standpoint. And I think sometimes, a lot of times when you can struggle with the self-love or your self-worth, that kind of all sort of ties in together. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. When we put ourselves to the side, our cup isn't being able to be full. Like it's draining and draining, and we're not able to give ourselves that energy and time and love that we desire and that we need to become better people. Because the more love we give to ourselves, the more we're able to love other people and
Yeah.
to give them our energy, and it's healthier that way. If we're giving ourselves no love or attention and our cups running dry, or we're overflowing our other people's cups and not giving ourselves any type of attention and what we need, it's really letting that battery like run low, and we're not able to give ourselves what we truly desire and what we need to have a healthy, happier life, which ultimately helps other people around us as well.
Absolutely. I think a lot of times, like you said, you have to put yourself first a lot of times. And when you can do that, when you feel happy, when you feel like you're comfortable where you're at, that you can offer a lot of other things for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think that when we don't have that, that's where the struggle can really be, is because, if you're down all the time, you can't expect to walk around all the time and be fake and think that you're going to be an amazing person for everybody else when you're struggling, with your own worth or your own love for yourself. I think, you can do it for a little bit. You can certainly, kind of fake it till you make it for a little while. But after a while, people that know you on a daily basis, your friends and your family, they're going to be like, what's wrong with Jamison? What's wrong with Charisma? What's going on in your life that, you don't seem like yourself. You know what I mean?
They
And
start
people
taking it out on other people, and your attitude changes and your behavior towards them, and you may feel underappreciated because you're not allowing yourself that time, and you're just constantly working towards making others happy. And so important for us to take that time each like day or week or every once in a while to completely like relax, do our thing, put ourselves and our needs first, and get that battery recharged, refreshed, all of that.
Yeah. When you talk about, like you said, when you are talking about recharging your battery and being refreshed, what are some things maybe that you do in your own life, or maybe some steps that you take to kind of, that's helped you, in a daily, refreshing and recharging of the batteries? What do you do, personally?
Something I'm working on more and more, because I struggle with allowing myself to relax, but definitely relaxing, it sounds crazy. Like, you just relax. Yes, that's what I do for self-love, because I don't allow myself to relax enough. So it's like a challenge for me, but it feels so necessary because I need to do it more. And then it can go anything from like spending money on a massage, like getting my hair done, going out, taking myself shopping, or even if you don't have any money that you want to spend and you're like, yo, I can do this inside, like watch your favorite movie, get a bath and like put some bath bombs in there and drink your favorite wine. Like, do you to make yourself feel happy, healthy, refreshed. Put what you've been wanting to do and you've been putting it off, put that first.
Yeah. I think for me, especially, the jacuzzis and the baths, those really help a lot. It kind of helps refresh you, mentally and things like that. You're just kind of laying there and you're just kind of like, I mean, you may smell like lavender and vanilla and all that good stuff, but like, it still helps to like really just, recharge the batteries and kind of, shut down the engines and get yourself back to neutral. I think a lot of times for me too, especially, exercise helps a lot. I'm huge into basketball and I know that you work out a lot too. And that certainly helps, me tremendously on a daily basis.
That is something that I consider like such a habit. I don't even realize it is a part of self-love, but fitness is such a priority in my life. I basically work out every single day. I just made an ab video for YouTube today, but like fitness is such a priority in my life that it's become an addiction. And if I didn't do it, I don't feel like who I am. I don't feel like myself. So I would definitely say like start working out, or if you don't work out or you do, like realize that is so much love that you're putting into yourself and your mind and your body overall. And that's a wonderful example.
Yeah, it makes a tremendous difference when you feel good physically.
Oh yeah.
It helps mentally, and the two, they go together. A lot of people don't realize that they really do go together, because when you're off, you're just off. And sometimes you may not necessarily be able to figure out what that is, but there's just something in your life that makes you feel like there's just something different. There's just something that's just not there. And like you said, you have to kind of get back to recharging that battery to just, be where you want to be.
Sometimes I'll go to the gym or I'll do some quick workout or exercise, just going outside even like for a walk and just getting fresh air in nature. It like changes my mood like that. I like boost my whole zone, energy and all. I'm like, wow, I didn't even realize that's what I was missing. Like, it's right here. And we all have access to that.
Yeah. I know that when you had I think it was last week or it may have been the week before, you were talking about, self-love on your show and self-awareness. And, what were some real key points that you feel like that really, resonated with your crowd?
I think environment is huge because who we surround ourselves with, our thoughts that we surround ourselves with, and our actual physical environment all have an impact on how we think, feel, act. So it's like, okay, what am I looking at around me? How is that like affecting how I feel? Because if it's cluttered, it's most likely going to bring clutter into your mind, and then you're going to feel like unorganized. Same with your friendships and your relationships. Like, who are those people and how are they making you feel? Because if they're not making you feel good about yourself and about the actions you're taking and such, like, you may need to switch directions on the people. And same with your thoughts. Like, the way you communicate with yourself is so important. It has such a big impact on self-love, because if you're telling yourself constantly, like, I can't do this, I don't know how I'm going to do it, this person's better, and just putting yourself on a daily basis, like putting yourself down, it's just not a good way of self-love. So I think it's so important for all of us to dive deep into our environments in all the different directions and be able to analyze what's helping us and what's hurting us.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, if you're new here, this is a show that we do every single Monday night. It's called Gratitude. It's a show that we do every Monday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in case you're new here, the topic we're talking about right now with Charisma, which, by the way, she also has a show on Tuesday nights. Every Tuesday night, guys, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's called One Day at a Time with Charisma Davis. And what we're talking about right now is self-love and self-worth. And we're just touching on, how important that is. And, to just really kind of piggyback on what she just said, it's important to have your right environment, not just in real life, but on the app. If you surround yourself with, people that aren't necessarily bringing you up and they're kind of bringing you down, or you just feel like you're not growing, it doesn't necessarily have to always be, people bringing you down. Sometimes, you're just not growing. Sometimes you're just at a standstill and you feel like, what am I doing here? What are these people bringing to my life? What am I bringing in theirs?
Right.
And it all works together,
And some of us feel like that doesn't really have anything to do with self-love. That has to do with connection and relationships. But that's totally wrong, because the way you are thinking and treating yourself is huge. Like, why would you want to surround yourself with people that aren't helping you up-level your life? That is a part of self-love. That is a part of how you are looking at yourself and thinking of what you expect and your standards for who you are. So yes, it's so huge with self-love and self-care to recognize and analyze what's helping, what's hurting you, and making changes, being willing to take changes when you need it, because if not, it's like you're just keeping yourself in the same level, same place, and you're not moving forward.
Absolutely. I agree, because like you said, it all works together. Like you said, to some people it could be connections, to some people it could be other things, but it all works together. Who you surround yourself with, what particular situations that you put yourself in, how you continue to try to, build and uplift other people, certainly not only helps them, but it helps you, because when you're, offering what you can to other people, it certainly makes you feel better at the end of the day. And it makes you have certainly a lot of self-love and self-worth for yourself, I think, especially anyway.
Yes, for sure. It is all connected in its own way, because the more we care about ourselves, the more we can care about others, the more we love ourselves, the more we take care of ourselves, the more we're able to do the same for others. It's just like adding the value, and eventually it all multiplies, and that's how it becomes one whole. And that's why I encourage all of us to take the time every day to analyze, reflect on your day, and see what we can work on. So that's all we can do. Like, we make mistakes, we encounter challenges, things get hard, we feel like we overwork ourselves, but all we can do is like reflect, relax, and see what needs to be shifted so we can continuously improve.
Yeah. Are there any, whatever you're comfortable with sharing, are there any particular areas in your life that you feel that you struggle with sometimes, that you feel like sometimes need a little bit more attention, than others?
Absolutely. For me, I have severe anxiety when it comes to time and like goals and such, because I feel like I can't accomplish enough. Like, I want to just keep doing all these things and there's not enough time. I'm like, I'm running out of time. I'm 22. Like, I'm okay. Like, life is one day at a time. And that's why I have that constant reminder of like just taking things day by day. So for me, it's really realizing like, okay, this is what I'm working on now, focusing on that, being like satisfied with where I am and not worrying about what's next. So it's really living in the moment and allowing myself to relax when needed and not overwork myself. And that's why self-love to me is a lot about relaxation too, because it's something I struggle with and have to push myself into, like, okay, calm down, Charisma, you deserve a break. And that's big for me. That's something I'm really working on.
Yeah, I think for me, sometimes just when you get overwhelmed with work and, outside real life, because it's hard for me sometimes to remember how it was when I was 22, but it's a struggle, because, we all have outside things that go on, with your family, some people are close to the family, some people aren't.
Right.
But, when you're a very family oriented person, your family is everything, when you certainly struggle with certain things, you can turn to your parents, your sister, your brother. Some people are really close with their grandparents, uncles and aunts and things like that. To me, that's what I need. That certainly helps me very often with self-love and self-worth, because, I tell people often that no one is an island. We all have to kind of live our own lives, but, nobody's an island. You have to continue to incorporate, like you said, wonderful people into your life. And it certainly, it all works together. If this part's off, that part's off. It's kind of like baking a cake. If you leave out the flour, you leave out the eggs or the water, it's all unbalanced. And a lot of people sometimes don't realize that, if you're struggling over here, well, there's something over here that might not be working. If you have, if your self-worth level is a little low down here, then, that there's something that might be affecting that. And so, like you said, you have to find certain ways to encourage and improve in those areas to feel like you're living a more, fulfilled self-life and worth, for yourself and other people. It all, it just all works together.
It does. And it really just takes, like, sitting down and recognizing it over time, not allowing life to just go by and on autopilot. You got to be aware of, like, what it is that you're missing and what you need to work on and such. And it's uncomfortable because you're like, oh, okay, like I actually have to, like, stop doing this, or I have to start doing this, or I may need to, like, find new sources or friends and such. And it's not easy to just get right there and be top level, like, happy, healthy, successful, everything. But it's that one day at a time process of knowing, like, I'm working towards being the best me, and that's what I can do today.
Yeah. Have you personally found the app to really help you a lot in your value of self-worth or self-love, or do you feel like it has helped you maybe certain times where you've struggled?
Definitely, there's, like, sometimes it would help for sure, and it still does when I go on my stream, for sure. Mostly on my show days, that's when I feel like the ultimate best, because that's what I'm most passionate about, and it brings me the most joy to speak on and empower others. But some days it is a struggle as well, being especially, like, a female and modeling and a business owner that's young. People come on and try to bring their trolls and hate, and, like, sometimes that's motivating, and other times, depending on how the day is, it can be kind of hurtful and such. You never know what kind of comments you're going to get, and you just got to take it with a grain of salt and see what's best for you. And like I said, enjoying those Tuesday streams and making more of them, even if it's not a full show on the app, just kind of spreading message throughout each of my streams, like spreading some type of positivity, always comes back in return and brings positivity to me. So it's like that go around. It's like when I can get on my stream and be positive some way, it's going to come back to me, and it feels good. That's what's best.
Absolutely. Anything that you like to say in closing that you would like to continue to maybe uplift or encourage people that are listening, whatever advice you have to just, kind of, help them in some way?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jamison, for your amazing opportunity of coming on your show tonight. I really appreciate it. You are absolutely fantastic, and you inspire me each day, and I love seeing your shows. So that's for you. Just a little bit of gratitude, because I'm so grateful to be here. And for all of you guys listening, I want to encourage you all to know you're all unique and one of a kind. Thank you guys so much for taking your time to be here on Jamison's stream and to listen to the message. And no matter where you are on your personal growth journey, whether you're sitting here right now and you're like, ooh, should I start right now? Okay. Or you're like 10 years down the road and you're like, I've been used to this. Like, what you talking about? You 22? Like, we're all on our own experiences and levels and perspectives. We all can learn from one another. So thank you again for listening and sharing your own comments. And I encourage you all to take the time to really analyze what's needed in your life, ask others, be aware, pay attention, and give yourself that self-love that we all deserve, because if not, you're going to run that battery low and it's not going to feel good. And also, I challenge you guys to come to my show every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern and follow me on all my platforms as well, because I spend a lot of time, energy, and money on them. So it would mean the world to me.
Well, thank you so much for being here, guys. Again, please hit her with that favorite. Please check her out tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. She has an amazing show. I was actually on her show too. So you guys will be in for a real treat. And Charisma, thank you so much for being here. It was such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you again. I appreciate it so much.
All right. Have a good evening.
Bye, Jamison.
Wow, guys, she did an amazing, amazing job. She's such a wonderful person, such a positive person. I'm certainly, it was just awesome to have her on. And I was so glad that she was here. So, wow, that's awesome. That's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, guys, that was a reflection from last week, self-love, self-worth. I think that, we all want to continue to work on that. We all want to continue to be the best version of ourselves. And I think sometimes, to Kirsten's point, it is important to find ways to better yourself, to restart your engines, to shut down the batteries and get yourself back to neutral, because I think, life can happen and we can kind of get all caught up in things sometimes. But, it's certainly important to keep ourselves grounded, to keep ourselves where we want to be, because in order for us to be able to love and appreciate other people, we have to first love ourselves. So that's certainly important. And I'm just so glad that she took the time out of her busy schedule to be here. So, guys, this week's topic for the new week is going to be laughter and sense of humor. And I am so excited to also have this amazing person on the show. He is a friend of mine. He is one of the first people that I have ever met on the app, literally the first day. And we have been really good friends ever since. I certainly think a lot of the guy. He is certainly doing amazing things in, his area of the world will meet me. And, I'm just so glad to have him, and I'm going to have him in the box right now. So guys, welcome Mr. Hoops himself, the man, the myth, the legend.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, brother? What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you so much for, like Charisma, taking the time to be here. It's certainly such a pleasure to have you on. And, when I was, first thinking about having someone on and the topic that we were going to discuss this week, you were certainly someone that came to mind. And, I think that you're certainly a great guy. And, at the time, just, introduce yourself, welcome yourself to the app. For the two people that don't know who you are on here, the floor is yours, brother.
Well, my name's Hoops. I've been streaming here on the app for, since I've been on here on and off about 4 years. I'm a top badge. I also host my very own show here on the app called Search for the Star. It's a talent show that gives singers or rappers the opportunity to express their talent, and also with musically inclined judges also get mentored all at the same time, and go through 4 weeks of grueling competition until we determine a winner. So it's a really awesome show, and it gives you a great opportunity to share your gift.
Yeah. And guys, he's absolutely right. It's a wonderful show, and it absolutely is one of the best opportunities on the app to show people's gifts, because they have so many people from so many different walks of life with so many different kind of talents. And, each week is very interesting and entertaining. And, he certainly is an amazing host at that for sure. So getting into this week's topic, man, laughter and sense of humor. When you go into your streams and you see how you connect and resonate with people, I know that certainly, having a sense of humor and laughing is really important. What does that mean to you when you think about, what it means to make people laugh and have a good time?
I think that, just starts from your very first stream, just setting the tone for the day and understanding that the people that come into your stream, they are coming there for a reason, and they are coming there for a purpose to be uplifted. And I think I have a very unique ability to bring people together for a laugh, and I think what you should do every single day is you should wake up and, just to think about the great things that you're going to accomplish, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. every day is a journey, and it's a new opportunity to be better. So
Yeah. Like you said, you've been on the app for quite a while now, and you've had a lot of, situations where you've been able to bring a lot of new people into your life and your stream. Um, have you always been, have you always been naturally like a comedian? Has it always been
yeah,
something
I
that
mean,
just come to you
honestly, I've
naturally?
always been somebody who just likes to bring positive energy to people, and hopefully with me bringing that, that can resonate with people. And when that happens, that makes their days better. So if you come to my stream and you leave with a laugh, I did my job.
Yeah. Yeah. When you were growing up, were you ever were you like a class clown? Were you ever,
I would say that I was a little bit of a class clown, but I always knew when it was time to be appropriate. But I definitely liked to, poke fun at my friends or do pranks and stuff like that. But I grew out of it. But I was always known as the prankster, as somebody who just tried to, kind of ruffle some feathers a little bit, but always caring about people all at the same time.
yeah, I think it's extremely important to have a sense of humor. I think it's fun to laugh with people, because I think that it's nice to have a balance. You can't be funny all the time, but you don't need to be serious all the time either. And I think that sometimes people have to realize that having a sense of humor and laughing is certainly a wonderful tool when people are going through a tough time. When you're going through struggles in life, maybe you have a family member that's sick, maybe you lost a loved one, maybe you're just struggling in your everyday life. I think it's certainly important to have that sense of humor because it gives you a level of being humble, to just not, get so caught up in life all the time.
Sometimes you just gotta roll your shoulders back and just understand that it's okay to just breathe and just enjoy the journey, because life, that's what it is. You gotta take it one day at a time and understand that there's people that they are not guaranteed to wake up every day. So you gotta really just keep things in perspective, have perspective thinking, and pursue life like that.
Yeah. I think, for me, especially in what I do in my everyday life, to your point, nobody is promised tomorrow. And, as you look at just that statement within itself, it's certainly important to live your best life and to enjoy the journey and to have such amazing and fun time with the people that come in your life, because, it's trying to make the best of it. It's trying to enjoy what you can, because, it can be a struggle. Life can get kind of crazy sometimes, but, you have to, like you said, live your best life and enjoy, the people and the moments that you have.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, because it's the people that you surround yourself with. Those are the people that are going to resonate with you, and when they vibe with you, they want to be a part of that too, and that's what brings the family together.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing some kind of like stand-up comedy or any kind of?
Actually, so I used to back in the day, I used to do a comedy show here on the app.
Okay.
I actually did also with my talent show. I did a show called Meet Me's Got Comedy, and it was a show where I gave individuals, streamers, an opportunity to put together like a 5-minute skit show, and they would get in, they would do the little thing, and then we would have judges come in, and critique their stand up, and then we had a winner every show for 4 weeks, and basically what would happen is all the winners would go up against each other for a common prize at the end.
That's pretty awesome, dude. Wow, I didn't even know that. I had absolutely no idea whatsoever that you used to do that. Is that something that, like, what made you kind of get away from that? Or
I just think that was taking too much, obviously with my show and this show, in that comedy show, it just got to be too much on me. But I loved the concept. I loved to be able to, give that people the opportunity to laugh. And we did have some really great laughs, and we were able to, bring some really funny people on. And everybody seemed to enjoy it. Obviously, it was very hard because there was no, like laughter from the audience, obviously, but just from the emojis and the spamming of the emojis and just the content that some of the people came up with. It was really creative, and it was a really awesome way for people to just come together and enjoy laughs. So
well, that would be pretty awesome, though, man. If you would be the first and only person on the app to have 2 shows again, that would be very interesting. If that would be something that you would ever consider trying to revisit, or
I mean, maybe down the road, but I think right now I am so locked into helping all these musicians continue to grow. But I think, you know, never say never, for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Never say never.
Are there other people that are in your, family that are pretty funny jokesters?
Uh,
Did you get that from
my
any?
whole my whole family's a bunch of jokesters, and I think, you know, because we're so tight knit, we all, you know, pick on each other, and we all just kind of have, you know, that time to just be reflective with each other, just memories and things that we have brought up, you know, and it just kind of just keeps things loose and fun, and just it really just brings out that family oriented type of atmosphere that I know that I am so grateful to have, because I know not everybody has that.
Yeah. I think it's, for me especially too, you make all these connections with people every day on the app, and it's amazing to see how much laughter and joy that you can bring into their life and that they can bring into yours. Because, there's a lot of interesting and colorful things on the app, but, if you kind of keep it, light and fun, I think that that's certainly a great way.
Especially too with what the whole world is going through right now, and, you know, just the pandemic and the struggles of everyday life, and just having to, you know, bills, and, you know, just all the real life stuff, not the app stuff, but the real life stuff. You know, it's a great way to distract yourself and just continue to just understand that this is a place where people can go and be themselves, where you can open up about your day, you can open up your passions, and you can pursue them. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think,
you can all conceptualize all your hobbies right on this app.
yeah, I think that, I mean, there are some really hilarious people on the app. Honestly, there's people that we follow. We obviously have a lot of the same circles. And, you're one of those people. Like, anytime that I go in there in the mornings or even in the afternoons, I try to stop by at least on a daily basis to say what's up to you, because, you're always having fun. You're always, engaging with your stream. And I think a lot of people appreciate that. They see that you're a genuine guy. They see that you have a lot of sense of humor, a lot of laughs, a lot of jokes. And I think that people love that. Because if you're, like you said, if you're having a rough day, if you're struggling in a certain area of your life, there are certain people on the app that you can kind of go in their stream and be like, wow, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a couple laughs, a couple jokes. And I mean, and, for me anyway, I think that you're certainly one of those people that kind of, set the standard for just having a great time when you go in there.
Yeah, I just love to be able to give people, the opportunity to just have a better day. And I think that's at the end of the day, if I'm continuously doing that and I'm always trying to impact people in a positive manner, I think that I'm doing my place on this app. And it's amazing.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I'm really just blown away about that comedy show that you have, because I think that's really certainly just something that the app is really missing. I think, there are a couple other things or ideas I think would be amazing on the app, but I certainly think a comedy thing would be absolutely amazing, because it's different, it's unique, it's interesting, it's fun. A lot of people love, a lot of people go out to stand-up comics and things like that in real life.
There's anybody that I think that we should really talk to. This is just, maybe Chris Casper's in here listening. Jacob Williams from Wild and Out. I mean, he came on here, he is a comedian from, a TV show, and he's just got such an awesome personality. And I think just with his experience in stand-up, just bringing aspiring stand-up comedians on here to have the opportunity to be, critiqued, or things that they could do to become better and just provide laughs for people. I think through these times, I think a lot of people would appreciate it. So,
yeah, I think he did an amazing job when he was Chris was interviewing him I think last week. I think he did a really good job on his show and talking about, the things that he's experienced. He's certainly in a great position. There's not a lot of people that are in, position like that to be on television and to be, to have that platform of being able to, bring laughs and things to so many different people across the world. So that's really awesome for sure.
And I just,
man, where do you find your inspiration to be funny? Where do you come up with just, jokes and things like that? Is it just naturally? What?
I'm just very witty, and I just have a very bubbly personality, and I think there's a kid in all of us, and we should just be able to just bring that out and share that, and when you do that, that brings so much joy to people, because that it comes from a genuine place. And it's just like, sometimes I just come up with things on the fly, and I'm like, oh, well, I know that that's gonna, get this stream. Like, where the hell that come from? And Melly can tell you. I mean, even on show nights where she's up in the box critiquing, I'll just make a face or even just like say something, and it's just she blurts out laughing, and I know that that gets a reaction. So I do that for that purpose.
Yeah, it's amazing. Guys, if you're new here, this is a show that we do every single Monday night. It's called Gratitude, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're talking with my man Hoops. He's a good friend of mine. Love the guy. Talking about how important it is to have laughter and, sense of humor in your life. Speaking of shows like my own, speaking of a plug, he has a show tomorrow night. It's called Search for the Star with Hoops. It's 10 o'clock it's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every single Tuesday night. So guys, if anybody's new here, be sure to hit that live button and look at the top of the banners. There's all kinds of amazing shows, content every single week, Monday through Thursday. Hoops has got a show. I have a show. You have Love Quest. You have Chop Show was on earlier tonight before us. So guys, there's cooking shows as well. So guys, again, if you take the time to just not only pop in people's streams, try to check out the shows if you get a chance to, because a lot of these people put a lot of time, energy, and effort in what they're doing and trying to, hone their craft. So, we certainly take a lot of time out of our day to do that.
And I think at the end of the day, what's amazing is that you enjoy what you're doing, because you know that every single show day you are being able to provide to so many people so much content and so much just a distraction away from the craziness of real life. And they can just take 2 hours out of their night and they can just come in and enjoy good music or enjoy positive messages or just, topics that are real life discussions that I think people need to have, in order to just continuously understand that growth is never a bad thing.
Right. And I think it's really important, you touched on it great. I think it's certainly important to try to do something different on the app. I think that we all want to continue to be successful, whether it be with the faves or the diamonds and all that stuff. But I think that if you certainly try to do something different and create a show, you don't necessarily have to do that, but it's certainly, this is a wonderful platform to do that if people have, ideas for things that they're trying to do, because, it's just unique, it's different, it's fun, it's exciting. It goes to the topic that we're talking about. There's a lot of laughter and a sense of humor and what a lot of different people are doing, and it's certainly such a great platform and a way to be able to do that for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, just, anything that I could say, just always be unapologetically you. Don't try to appease anybody but yourself, because at the end of the day, you are the only person that knows who you are. And if you have a gift towards people, you should always show that and always understand that even if you don't think it's funny, you don't know how you're impacting somebody else, or you don't know how you're, just changing somebody's day. And just continuously know that there's always room for, just take some time to just laugh.
Yeah.
Because if you laugh and you cry and you smile all in one day, that's a hell of a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
always
it's certainly, yeah. I mean, because I think that, like you said, we all have different things that we go through, and we all have struggles, and we have to kind of keep this life the best we can. Like you said, with the pandemic and all that stuff going on, we have to kind of keep things lighthearted and fun, because I mean, it's just, life can get crazy. Life can get just way out of hand. And if you can have a sense of humor about things, at least just for a little while, that certainly can just change the whole dynamic for people.
Right. And I think it's just, being a perspective thinker and knowing that the thing that I always tell myself, even before I stream, is that, or I ask myself, is just, how am I going to impact these people today? Like, they're coming to see me. What am I going to do that is going to, when they leave my stream, they're going to want to come back? Because it's all about constant engagement. And it's always about, understanding that those people that are in your stream are there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely. Yeah.
Be you.
Yeah. They're coming to see you. And people can see that, people can see when you're faking it. People can see when you're genuine. People feel that sense of, this is a real dude. This is a real girl. This is a real person that, I really enjoy and love to support every single day. You take the time out of your day, you take time out of your money to support people. And it's important because, it's all about the love. It's all about the appreciation for what you're trying to do on the app especially. And I think that it just makes things so fun and interesting and unique. And you're certainly one of the guys that are able to do that on a very consistent basis. And I certainly want to applaud you for that, for sure.
I tried to be a stand-up guy, Jamison. I did.
Well, hey, you are, man. Hey, we can look past being humble for a second. You are a great dude, and you are a great friend and a great person. I think that, you know, if anybody ever took time to be in your streams and see, you know, how you really can connect with people on, you know, a fun level. And then, you know, you can be a very serious guy too when you want to talk about things. And so you certainly have the nice balance of being able to do that. And people certainly love that.
There's a double-edged sword that I think that everybody needs to understand is that, you know, yes, I can be funny and laugh, but I also want to know that I want people to know that I'm also emotionally available for people, because so many people are emotionally available for me. They can tell when I'm having a bad day, and they know how to lift me up and get me out of that funk. So, you know, what you reciprocate and give to the world, you know, that will always, always, always come back to you full circle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, is there anything that you'd like to add in closing? Anything that you'd like to, you know,
I just want to say, just like I said before, you know, always just be unapologetically you. You know, be the own light that you want to be in the world, and understand that, you know, everybody has a purpose and everybody's going through pain. But as long as you are willing to, you know, just open your door and open your heart to people and let them in just for a little while, you don't know how you can change them. So I think that's what I got to say.
Brother, wow. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time. Like I said, when I was thinking about just the topic of laughter and sense of humor, you were certainly one of the first people I thought of, because I think that much of you. I think that much of you, not just as a streamer, but as a great dude and a great friend of mine. And I really appreciate you being here.
I want to say a big shout out to all the people. I see all the basketballs in the comments. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all the guests as well. Make sure y'all please go ahead and favor this awesome gentleman right here. And if you haven't already done so, please do it. Just do it. And you guys can definitely come check out Search for the Stars tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern with your boy. And I will see you guys all real soon. Y'all have a great night. I'm going to roll out. And love you guys.
All right, brother. Guys, wow. I don't even know what to say. What a show. What an amazing, amazing show tonight. Charisma started it out. Hoops finished it. What a great, great show. He's such a great dude. She's an amazing person. And I was just so glad to have both of them on my show. It was just such a great thing. Just want to reflect with you guys. I hope that you enjoyed tonight. I hope that you learned something about, hoops and charisma and how important it is to have love for yourself, to have worth for yourself, to realize that we all bring something to the table. And to the topic that we were talking about with hoops, certainly realize at the end of the day that it's important to have a sense of humor, to have the laughs, to have the joy and the passion that comes in life. Because, we only do have one life to live, and we want to live the best version of that. And so, it's important to have the balance of, being funny, but being serious. And, those are two amazing people that certainly just took the time to be on the show. And I'm just very, very grateful for that. Guys, want to revisit that quote for anybody new that missed that. And we thought about hoops as we were thinking about this. The person who has a sense of humor is not just more relaxed in the face of a potentially stressful situation, but is more flexible in his approach. Let me read that one more time, guys. The person who has a sense of humor is not just more relaxed in the face of a potentially stressful situation, but is more flexible in his approach. Wow, that's a great quote. It's been a great show. Seriously, and I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for taking the time. Like I said, there's so many shows on the platform, Monday through Friday. Please go to the live button at the bottom, look at the top, see all the different banners for everybody. Everybody puts in a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into what they're doing. And, even just for a few minutes, just to pop in and let people know that you're there to support them and just to be a part of what they're trying to do on the app. I think that everybody, I can speak for everybody from a show creator standpoint, that they certainly appreciate that each and every single week. So, guys, Next week's topic is going to be a little bit different. I think that it's something that we sometimes all can struggle with in our life, but it's certainly something important for us to all have, and that's patience. That's going to be the topic for next week, is patience, and how I think that we all can have more of that on a daily basis. I think it's certainly something that I can work on every single week. And so that's, guys, what we're going to be talking about next week. So we're going to be discussing patience and how that certainly, is certainly a virtue, and how we certainly all can learn a little bit more of that every single week. I know I certainly can apply it to my life every single day. So, guys, thank you again so much for being here. Thank you so much. It was an amazing show. We had amazing guests. Please be sure again to favorite Charisma. Be sure to favorite Hoops. There's a lot of amazing shows. Again, we'll run over that one more time. Shows tomorrow night. Hoops and Shows, Search for the Stars at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's a great talent show, singing show. And then Charisma Shows, One Day at a Time with Charisma Davis. That's it, every Tuesday at 10 o'clock as well. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time. I certainly love you guys. We'll be back next Monday. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their evening. Love y'all very much.